Okay, well, let's start on this thing. I'm gonna have to make a piece of wood over there to mount this pedal, and we're gonna finish this up in a day or two, and we're gonna have a fun little test run, because we got this new fuel pump. I'm gonna kind of sort this out a little better, this fuel line action here, kind of get that done a little better. We're also going to eliminate this system here. We're going to go from here to here. We're going to eliminate all this preheater stuff. I don't think that's doing me any good other than just getting in the way. So we're going to knock that out. So I got a drain. There's my little drain pan right there. And we're going to drain some fluid out of it, coolant fluid, and we will delete that mess. I don't know, I thought it'd work. Don't drive it when it's that cold anyway, and you're right next to the exhaust manifold. And I was thinking the other day, see these little bracket, that little bracket right there? I was pretty handy to have. How many of you know what those do, or did, or do if you got the parts? See, there's one over here too. Handy to tie stuff to sometime. That held those little cardboard little shields that went here. These do pretty good, but they had these little cardboard pieces that went here and kept water from splashing up on the engine. So that's all. I don't see any point in those. And the other thing I was thinking about the other day too was, when I got this car, it was like 99% original, if not 100%. And it had a radiator half that size, and it had the little blanking plates on the side. And this just keeps the air moving through the radiator. And then I got a nice spout fan there, and it's just on a switch under in there somewhere. I don't know. I put it down there low. Isn't that cool? See that little red thing right there? I put it right down there low. But I'm gonna have to do some woodworking to get that pedal assembly in there to bring it up. But we'll do that another day. I gotta start on the grass right now. It's almost 6, so I'm gonna go get the tractor out. I gotta switch that thing around, and yeah, I'll put both my Allen keys right here. Cool. Okay, so this is the preliminaries. I'm not gonna take this out. Let's turn the heat off. I'm kind of for that, it being 100 degrees, and that's why you turn the heat off. And I had a 76 MG midget, and you had to go under the bonnet and turn it out. Wasn't that nice? But if you didn't read the book, you didn't get heat. Right, Kathy? And you got to know to do that. You got to know the knobs to turn. You got to open the little ductwork things on MG midgets of that era. And if you didn't do that, you went around cold. And you'll end up having to put a grizzly bear around your face or something. Try to keep yourself warm. Every time I want to get on the tractor, it starts raining. I don't care. We're going in. I'm going to get it started anyway. Make a couple of runs. I got about 45 minutes. Wasn't supposed to rain today. All right, well, get moving. The other thing I want to warn you about when you work on these things, and no matter what car, it don't have to be this car. You see, I got this air fuel gauge here, so you have to drill a hole and do the bong or do the strap or whatever and put an oxygen sensor in it, and you got almost no chance of that thing working any amount of time. And so I'm getting ready to take this out. So I made this whole little one, so it's going to look a whole lot better in just a snap. All right, one of these is hot on ignition, so I got to figure out which one and kind of deadhead it and mark it, so I might want to use it for something else later. And and the other one goes to this, so I've got to deadhead that stuff and get it up in there. But don't that look neater, you know? And I might get a little black spray paint or something, spray that or do something, I don't know. But there it all is. Like I said, it just showed the 3 dashes and quit working. Makes you so mad. It's so expensive. And then there was my little thing that I made that I pulled off right there. So we're going to just kind of neaten it up in here. That was a useful thing, but once you get your carburetor set up It's kind of just a little bit of a novelty, I suppose. I can understand keeping it going, but you can look at your spark plugs if you want to know what's going on. Oh boy, that was some grass cutting fun there. Through the belt last night, but I was able to fix it today, and my gosh, I think they could roll that up for round bells out there. Oh God, that was thick. Well, I'm about to use a movie line that I never thought I was ever going to use. I didn't want to or think about it, but you'll see it in a minute. All right, come on. I usually use that little metaphor there to close out videos, but not this time. I spent some time out here today on, let's see if I can find my other light. Ooh, my bigger light. So, you won't believe what I'm about to say. I'm trying to build it up a little bit here. I gotta get a light to find the light. Okay, found the light. Stick with me here. This is going to be good. Don't go anywhere. Gotta get myself in some kind of apple pie order here. Let's use the we'll use the big light that I don't like to use. Okay, so here we are on Spitfire, like it describes, and you see there are 3 screws there. 1, 2, 3, and that's the best I could do. This was hard by yourself because, well, just because I had to put a piece of wood behind a piece of metal by myself. So we'll show you what I did here. I had to put a 5.5 inch block of wood right here to be able to mount this pedal. I can't hear that noise. So I'm going to put it like this. It's going to be a little bit at an angle, and I got my cable figured out. So I had to glue. Now you're using the accelerator pedal. Ready for the big line here? Okay, and this is Gorilla Glue. Strong stuff. So, from the Blues Brothers, you know, when he's gluing up the accelerator pedal for Bob's Country Bunkie Boys or whatever it is. The good old boys. And so, there's where we're going to be. And tomorrow, see, I had to bring it way out there because the pivot for the original accelerator was so far up. So that's gonna be just perfect. And so what I did was I tried to line this up with the brake pedal, you know, kind of lose your, lose all that. A millisecond matters. I've always wondered about old British cars when they shipped into America. Americans were bigger and British people 100 years ago were smaller. That pedal arrangement on old British cars is mighty close. I always wonder if that killed my friend Jimmy. But it was more than that. It was other things, but that doesn't matter anymore. So I think that's going to be fine. And now the trick here is going to be to put some Loctite in these. And I'll tell you the truth, one of these is already stripped out on the where the hex key goes in it. It's cheap junk, but anyway, it'll be okay. So I'm going to put, I don't think it needs any lubricant, but I'm going to put some Loctite in there. But anyway, I thought that was pretty good. Now, how many men other than Dan Aykroyd are ever going to be able to say that line when they're dealing with accelerator pedals? Okay, I think we're in trouble here. So I'm going to have to do a little fancy cutting to get the carpet and everything around there. That's fine. That thing is in there ultra tight. And it's taking, you know, action this way. It's not taking it side to side. But I was surprised at 5.5 inches to bring it up to snuff. But that's, you know, everybody's going to, I don't know, unless you got it one of these and you're doing this, you know, you're not going to be doing that. But you probably might have to make a block of some kind. So this is the one that goes down to the pedal. So I gotta kind of measure. I gotta make sure that the there's enough room for all of this mess. I think there is, and enough room for all of that. Oh, this is the one that flutters if you don't turn it up all the way. Oh, okay. And oh, cricket. Sounds like my phone ringing. So I think I got enough throw there, but I kind of want to get that bar up as far as possible so my foot won't interfere, because I got big feet. You know what they say when guys got big feet, right? Okay, so I've got to get this bar up as far as possible. There you go, get the light on it correctly. So I might move it up a notch or so. I don't know yet. I don't know, that might be enough. But I don't want my foot hitting right here, you know? So we'll see how that goes. So I gotta go in. Can you believe it? It's almost 8:20. All right, you can hear all the Katy lights out there. All right, let's start to, it doesn't matter to you, but it'll be day after tomorrow before I can get to that. All right, I'm gonna try to keep this all in one piece, and I hope to do a test drive on this. I gotta get the Jag going, but we're gonna do a test drive on this so I can kind of give you an idea what it's like. There are those three positions, and I'm going to use the middle one. Always start with the middle one, and then I got to shore up all of this gas line stuff, and I got to get rid of that and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that worked good in the wintertime, but I don't think it's going to help me any. I think the gas is, oh, it don't matter. Let's just go tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Talk to you soon. It'll just be a second. And snap my fingers, I don't know when. Who remembers that? Well, it's been a couple of days. Let's get Pandora going here. And I'd like to make a shout out to a couple of friends. Chef Tush, who I had not talked to in a long time. He's a big Triumph guy. And real good at what he does. And Ellen, at Rusty Beauties. He's pretty good. And a new guy that I saw today doing front suspension, Lost Wrench Garage. So some of us Triumph people you got to hang together here. You gonna hang together or hang separately? It's all up to you. All right, so let's mount up this pedal, and we're gonna put our cable in, and I'm gonna measure. Let's see. That's the part that goes to the carburetor. Okay, I hope I don't have to cut any of this off. I'm going to real quick shorten up, because I said I would. I'm going to shorten up these hose things here. I don't know. Maybe I ought to do the cable. I'm going to put the gas, let's finish gas pedal, and then we'll do that. Just measure this hole and drill it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to get my micrometer, try to keep this off the ground so it will not get gunk in it. So, well, let's just see what it is. Infrac. Frigate. Okay. I think that's a British ship if I'm not mistaken. So we want that to be as close to that as possible. 5/16. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, let's see what we got here. It's an unmarked Bandit there. I think I'd rather go get a straight bit and do this. I think that'd be better. Okay, here are my weapons of choice. I've got these two little screws that I don't really care for, but I'm going to use them. And I'm going to drill a pilot hole, and there's my bit that fits those. And there's my Bosch tool. So let's go in here and mount this pedal up. Now the way I do it is I will kind of mark a hole, and I will mark one of the two holes, and then I'll screw it in and kind of get it firm, and then I screw the other hole. I try not to, I do one and I do the other one after the piece is mounted. Generally you just end up lining up a little better. Okay, so there's my first mark, and like I said earlier, I think it's going to be a little crooked, so that's okay. I just don't want to split that piece of wood. So let me change bits, and we'll get her started. It's been so long, I almost forgot to put my Loctite in there. So let me go do that, because I just about did forget it. I was raising the screw up to it and realized it. Let me double check and make sure that I want this where it is. So she's gonna go kind of like that. I think I'm gonna take that up a notch. I'm gonna go get it and adjust this thing. I think I want that to be a little higher up, the arm or the pedal down, however you want to look at it. You know, it's funny, I found, I need some hair stuff. Ooh, hang on everybody. I found that one of my wrenches fits better than these wrenches that came with them. So that's the way it goes sometimes. I think the tool stripped out more than the screw, because I don't know why they would do that. Why would you do that? Okay, just to kind of prove the theory here, just put a little drop in there, a little dab will do ya. And put the cap back on that. And I did end up adjusting the arm up a little bit more. And so there we go. Just to make sure we all feel happy here. Okay. Okay, and that's all you need to do. You can tell I brought it up a couple of notches. So, alright, that's cool. Just put all your tools where you can get to them, I guess. We'll be drilling the hole for the cable here in just a minute. Okay, I decided to go with this instead of a drill. And you can see there, it's a little crooked, but you know, who'd notice? And so I think that's going to be fine once I get the cable adjusted. And you know, there's no laws or rules. I mean, whatever works and keeps your gas pedal away from your brake pedal there. I think that's good right there. So let's mount up our drill here. You might as well just stick with me. It'll take a second. So see what I mean? I've got, all I got to do is drill that pilot hole. Keep clearing your flutes, you know. All right. And then you just, I had a feeling. That's not a magnetic bit thing holding that in there. I'm screwing up all my focusing, but okay. And I think that's just all in the world you need. And then you got your pedal. All right. And then I'm not worried about that being a little eccentric up there because that cable's pretty loose. All right, let's get our tools out of here and sort of figure where, ouch, where we're gonna go. Okay. So there. Okay, so there's that screw right there. Let's work off of that. All right. That spring's on there kind of weird, but that's okay, it's working. Looks like it's hooked in more than enough. I don't think that's going to interfere with my brake light switch. So let's go up and see. Okay, there's the hole for the wires. There's that screw there. I can't see putting it anywhere else. Okay, so there's that screw there that was underneath. I'm just gonna go in right here and see what I can do, okay? Woo, boy, it's hot. Okay, I've got to use my other hand to hold those wires back. Last thing you want to do at this point is nick up a wire. Those are the greatest bits ever. Came from James and Barbara in where were they? Burlington, yeah. And that's the one that gave me that old truck I painted turquoise. But he worked in a machine shop and gave me these bits. I've broken most of them because they're so brittle, but there was some kind of drill bit. Right now, all right, we just popped through, and that's a step bit. So let's see where we are here. All right, let's see where we are. We're way over there. All right, well that's okay. See the tip of the drill right there? I'm gonna go with that. I ain't got no other way to go. I keep all my stuff in one place. Let's see if I can get this through there and get enough on there to give us a running start here. Okay, let me go get the measurements on these. All right, I got her in the vise, and let's see what I can do here. And got the vise and the vise grips. You know, good things are going to happen then, don't you? Oh, well that turns like butter. Maybe it's supposed to. I don't know. Well, that was nothing. I didn't think it would be much. So there you go. So she's got a little twist to her now. Well, that was hardly even worth taping. Dadgummit. Okay, so that's better. It ain't perfect, but it's better. I'll show you what I got here. I'm tightening up the cable hold. I think it's 14 millimeter or 9/16 or something. And you don't have to go crazy here. And okay, I don't know if I'm going to do a test drive today. I might crank her up, but I'm not going to be able to take the Jaguar out. I just ran out of time. I tried to accommodate a bunch of time for this. Take the battery charger off the Jaguar, so I won't forget about it. Okay. So, oh gosh, I really don't want to get copy struck on this. So, so don't do it to me. I'm trying to stop. Okay. All right. Whew. All right, because this is a big one as far as I'm concerned. So there was my dead man right there. Okay. So now we're going to feed the cable up through. It's right here, and then we're gonna find out more in just a minute. Okay, so this is where we start. Okay, and now I don't think I told you, but I went over and soldered that end and cut it. So you can use super glue, but don't breathe burned super glue fumes, whatever you do. All right, I'm trying to. I know this is shaky, but this is like under the car stuff. So let's get that. Come on. All right. Just feed it on up in there as far as we can. And I gotta tell you, I'm actually laying on the end of it. All right, come on, keep going. All right, come on, come on. It's a long cable. It's like it's 3 feet long or something. Okay, and it's stuck to the magnet on the flashlight. You know, everything's gonna go wrong when it can. So I'll tell you the truth. All right, we've got it all up in there, and we're down to this. So let's go ahead and put this on. I think I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna have to lock this too somehow. All right, we'll worry about that in a minute. I don't think I can squeeze them with my fingers. It's got the old end on it there. Nope, can't. All right, well, we're gonna attach this, and I'm gonna attach it to the, I think the, I kind of want to be as close to that thing as possible, so I'm gonna go to the back one. All right, it'll be all right. This ain't no turbocharged powerhouse anyway, so a little bit extra throttle ain't gonna hurt nobody. Okay, I'm not gonna pull that. Let's just take a look at that. I'm not gonna pull that. I think that'll be fine. Okay, so I gotta find a way to block this up or do something with it. I think I got an idea. Okay, so my idea was to get a little bungee cord, and that'll do that. Okay, leave that tool right there to remind me to pull the pin. There's what she looks like. All right, and should I wait till tomorrow and go for a ride? I don't think I'm gonna. Got hair all in my mouth. All right, so let's pull on this. Keep the salt off your hands there. Okay, don't let that touch across the battery. Okay, and you got to figure out your route here. I think through there is okay. That doesn't bother me. All right, so let me slip the cables on and get over there and see what we got adjustment wise. Okay, and we got to slip our outer cable on. Might as well just hang on. Alright, I soldered in. Okay, I lost one little strand, one little pitty there. So you don't pull it back through again. Okay. So there's my outer cable. And what you want to do here is you want to make sure that it seats all the way down in that right there, that black cable going into that little silver thing. You want to make sure that it's not lipped or anything. That's okay with me. I don't think that's going to cause any problem. Boy, it did need to be 3 feet long though, didn't it? Okay, so let's I think that pillow's about had it. What do you reckon? Oh, if that pillow could talk, it would tell you about who. Doris Day and Rock Hudson, pillow talk. Okay, so here we are now, and you want to keep pressure on that, and you know what? That still ain't long enough. Even if I pulled it through the other way, I would have never dreamed that. Well, looks like you fouled up, huh? Well, I know what I'm going to do. I've got plenty of cable to get there. I just need more outer cable. Well, we can... All right. I think we can... I've got outer cable. Dadgummit. If anything can go wrong, it will. There ain't a way in the world that thing's going to reach. I'm still a foot away. And the one in Daphne's a foot shorter. Well, let's put all our cable stuff up here. They got that dimpled in there. Got dimples. You got dimples on your jaws. Well, let's get a little drill bit and see if I can get this to release. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just having a blast. Don't make any mistake of thinking I'm not. This is just too much fun. I'm having a lot of fun. Let's drill out them little dimples and we'll be fine. Okay. Well, I drilled through the dimples. And so now I got that off. And I ain't worried about doing anything about that. Okay, so let me see. I don't want anything on the floor. Let me see how much I need here. I've got a tape measure somewhere. I do. Alright, I'm not scared of any of this. I got shrink tube and stuff so I can make this look good. So it's down in the hole there, and this is how much more outer cable I need. See, I got tons and tons of the inner cable, so God bless them for that. So let's see how much I need here. I need, let's call it, let me double check that. You know, it's a little bit forgiving, of course. Let's say about 9 inches ought to do it. So where's a man going to find 9 inches of outer cable? Well, I'll tell you where we're going to find it. I'm looking at it now. We're going to use my old bike cable stuff here. Because There's about, those are a little different. Ooh, look at the big Katie. Look at the big bug there. Yeah, we're gonna use this cable here, and that'll be fine. But telling you the truth, I'm just flat out of time again, and I'm not gonna even bother trying to save this. I'm just gonna cut it off because it's looks like it's got a kink and could be replaced anyway. So we're just gonna cut it right off with these bad boys here. Okay, so see that cable there? All right, that was kind of bittersweet. Of course, it's gonna be kind of nice thinking that this was off my old bike. All right, it's in my back pocket here. Oh, the other tape measure. Well, I got plenty of them. So let's get the old inner cable out. Let's get the old inner cable out. I got an idea. Let's get the old inner cable out. I'm gonna put an orange thing there. I'll get it later. So there we go. All right. So don't let that stand. Don't let that fall on the ground. That piece of inner cable, because that's a trip hazard. So I need 9 inches of this. I keep it there. Okay. So there's my 9 inches of inner cable. Okay. And you don't have to do anything to the other end. This inner cable went to market. Hear that alarm? That means I gotta go. Okay. Alright, so let's just take a quick look at this and see. There you go. And before I make all this stuff permanent, I'll put a little stay rod right there and all that stuff. Okay, more later. Thank you. Alright, I'm coming. Had a lovely little thunderstorm pass, cooled it off like 15 degrees. How nice, huh? Okay, well let's move along here and let's go get some shrink tube. I got some super glue and some other stuff. I've got a couple of little ideas I was going to show you. That's going to be, don't be careful about this battery here. Guess I need to throw a cloth again over that just to sort of make sure we don't make a, let's put it over the positive side just to make double dog sure we don't arc out across that. More Gorilla Glue and some zip kicker, and I'm going to zip kick this thing down in that thing. This end down in here, because I don't want that popping up and messing me up later. So let's put a little bit of that on there. I don't know how much I got. I got plenty. Okay, I've got about 4 pieces of shrink tube on this, and I cut off a little bit of that inner cable that I had, and it's got glue in it, and that ought to take a little tension off the buckle there. I think I still don't feel happy with this. See how it's bending? Maybe it'll be better when it cools. But I got the super glue down in there and the zip kick, so it won't pull out of there. I don't know. I think that's going to be okay. All right, so let's put it there and let's hook it up to the carburetor. Make sure our gas pedal is up, and it is. Okay. World's greatest wrench right there. No doubt about it. Okay, it's a good song too. Alright, let's get all that stuff pulled apart. Alright, I think that's going to be okay on that bend. So you see I got this Gorilla Glue gel going here. You don't want to get this on your cable at this late date. So there's the gel, here's the end piece, and we're going to let that sort of, okay, now I don't recommend you do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to touch the super glue where I had to drill those dimples out And how many of you knew that song, Got Dimples on Your Jaws? And then give it a little zip kick. Oh, finger stuck to the zip kicker. Now if you get super glue on your skin and you hit it with this stuff, it is going to chemically burn you very hard, very badly. So don't let that happen to you. So now I got no fingerprints on my middle finger there. And just because it's zip kicker don't mean it's don't got to stay there a minute. Okay, well let's go for the gusto here and see what happens. Ooh, stinky. I wanted to mention this. I mentioned earlier in my video about those little brackets that hold the little valence panels. There they are right there. They're only, if you want to replace those, you're talking about close to $400. I believe you can make that for $1.25 out of hardboard and paint it or something. Really? So I don't think we're going to be worried about that at all. So like I say, if I'm driving in the rain, I'm going to be the one getting wet. So if you want those, I would probably suggest that you just make those yourselves. And if you read this in the Moss catalog, it says probably won't fit anyway and be all scratched up. So you can do all that at home. You can mess things up and scratch things up at your own house. Okay, so we've got that in our little catch right here on our synchronized Weber. This is not a progressive, and so we're going to make sure that's just on there tight. Okay, and it is. And now we're ready for this end, which will mean that I got to kind of sort that out, and then we're gonna be testing this thing here pretty soon. So got to get the Dremel over here and cut this about as accurately as possible. What did I do with them springs? Let's see where it mounts up. Let's see what it all does, because I really hadn't thought about it. I think the spring should go down here and give you a little bit more leverage. Okay, we're going to do that. Not going to worry too much about spring stuff right now. I want to just get this video done because it's been real long, and I got a lot of bonus footage for you. I noticed that this end only had one set screw in it, but I actually have a set screw kit here, and dang if one of them didn't work. Oop, let's not drop that. Okay, and I think I'd rather have it tight on both ends. Wouldn't you? Okay. Well, it's kind of messy down here sometimes. Okay, well let's get this cut and get the Dremel over here and see where we're going to go. Now it doesn't go in real far. So, alright, we're going to be testing this thing in just a minute. Okay. I've kind of decided I'm going to just let this spring right here do its chores. Seems like it's okay. Yeah. Okay, so now comes a somewhat important part. How far up inside of this piece does it go? Well, I measured it with a paper clip. It goes that far up. So let me I made a little blue mark on it. So this is a delicate little bit right here, because you want to get this as right as you possibly can. You know, it'll be fine. I don't know if I need additional spring. I guess I'll figure it out on the road, won't I? Lord, what did I do to deserve that? Okay, so there we go. Got a little blue mark there. So let's get the Dremel over here and cut that, and we'll set this in. Okay, here we go. I got to use both hands, and you can't mess this up. So I'm going to keep a little tension on. I don't know, maybe you can see how it is now. All right, let's move this drill with a very delicate bit on it. Let's turn it up a little more. Did it. Okay, let's get this back over here and unplugged and see if we can get that cable up in there. Okay, I got my blue mark on here to make sure I get it deep enough. So let's see if I do. Okay. All right, I don't know what to tell you here, so let's see if I can angle you guys. This has been impossible to film real well because it's action-packed, you know. And if it's action-packed, it's going to have a little bit of weeble-wobble in the production. Okay, I don't care if I even lose a strand. It's okay. I'm going to try not to. No, okay, I lost one. Okay. I think that's all right. Oh, just went in deep. Okay. And one strand ain't going to kill nobody. Okay, so I got to keep pressure on it and lock it into place. And these set screws go kind of quickly. And so, get all the throw I can on it. And then we're going to stay in one shot here, if this doesn't take too long, to get the set screws in. Come on, set screws. There you go. Okay. Ooh, good and tight. If you go too good and tight, you're going to do damage to the cable. Don't let that happen to you. Okay, and so we got both set screws in place. Now there's not a ton of pressure on this thing. Let's make sure she lets off all the way. She will when I get the pedal going. I don't think I need any more springs anywhere. Okay, all right. That feels good right there. Okay, so let's take a look at, you didn't get to see much, did you? Okay, we're going to see I lost one little strand. That's not going to bother me. I'm not going to cut that off because of the embarrassment. No, just don't tell anybody, okay? All right, let's go take the, I'm going to get copyright struck on, I don't know, it's so quiet here. All right, let's just turn that off. All right, and let's just see what happens. And maybe I can get you in the shot, but let's go take that little, boy, that really is blisteringly sunshiny out there. Okay, let's just see what it feels like. Yeah, I'm going to need some kind of spring for sure. Yeah, I think that's going to be obvious. Because I don't think that, now there's no gas in the carburetor. I haven't turned it on in days, so I'm sure the float, well, days, probably a week. I'm sure the float bowl is pretty. Let's see where we are here. Yeah, it's gonna definitely need more spring action. The drag don't feel too bad, but okay, let's see, springs. Spring is sprung, okay. All right, I'm not gonna go into too much detail on that. I just put a spring on it. Here, clicking back right there. I think that's as good as it gets right there. So let's go try it now. Put the tools out of the way. Hopefully I won't be needing to get on your knees and pray. Pillow anymore. Okay, I got to pull that, split that pin. Okay, let's see what it feels like. Okay, let's see if it returns all the way. Well, I do need that pillow one more time to set that pin. All right. Let's just go make sure the hammer's back on the set there, and it is right here. See right there. Okay. I think we're just about ready to roll. It doesn't feel great, but it feels pretty good. I think it'll just need to wear in a little bit. I didn't put any lubrication in the lines either. All right, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to clean up a little bit. And I'm going to change these lines right now. I can't stand it anymore. I got what? I don't have enough time to do that. I'm going to do it anyway. Alright, so we just ran directly to the head. We lost all that nastiness there. There it is. Don't need that. Not much leaked out. So I'm good. So let's see. I was going to talk about some stuff. This anti-roll bar, that really helps with stability. Like I say, I think I got that off I got it off Victoria British, I'm sure. And down under here is where I made my, you can almost see right here where I made my little sandwich I talked about that holds the radius arm. So it's this panel right here, and so that's pretty cool. Let's look now. The roll bar. Oh yeah, the stereo. I got a big old stereo in it with subwoofer and the big Kenwood thing here. I think I've got enough light here to look at my stainless steel exhaust, which has been great. I fit perfectly, and you can see the roll bar hooked right there. See how it goes under, and I put that blue pipe on it. That really helps a lot. So you got to be sure and rebuild your back end. We're going to be losing some spider cider here pretty soon. And so anyway, there's all that, and over there. So I had to rock it back and forth on my lift and pull the car down with tie straps, and then get the wheels to go up so I could get that, get the car to set down. So I did that. So let's see, what else did I say I would do? Okay, anti-roll bar and roll bar, positive roll bar. Let's see. Let's see, the sandwich thing. Oh yeah, the dash. Yeah, I made the dash myself. Isn't that pretty? I'm real proud of that. And that's so I could get extra gauges in it. It only had 2 gauges and a little single lamp up here. I know I moved them around. But that's a high beam. And that's an oil pressure like the green one right here. And that's a charging light. And I was able to put my light switch in and turn signals on both sides. But the hardest part was doing the controls here. And y'all don't know it, but you pull out on this thing to get the blower motor to go. You pull, it's got a 2-speed motor, and most people don't know that. So that's, some people I knew that had these didn't think it had a blower motor, and I reach over and turn it on. So that's something to do there. So hi to Chris Fisher. Yeah, that's right. I think I said that earlier. Now the other thing that I did here was an oil bypass, and I put the oil filter up there because this is at an angle like a MGs and other cars, and even if you got a good anti-drain back valve in your filter, it's going to drain back. So, and the way I have this wired is I can turn it on. I can hit the starter and not pump gas in it, so I can get oil pressure before I crank it, which is always good. What else have I done? I think that's about it. These are TR6 sun visors. I think I had a kit on that. So I think I'm done. And I'm big on them fuses. I put this stuff here to force the air to go through the radiator. Oh man, that's bright. And how's this charger doing? It's not doing too good. Okay, it's gonna have to. But see, they got a piece of foam up there on the top of the radiator to force the air through the radiator. The original fans on these were ridiculously bad, and I don't even have a mechanical fan on this one. It just doesn't need it. So let's see here. I tried to make notes here. I did that already. Oh yeah, I gotta go get some fake rocks. You know how that is, gotta have some fake rocks lying around. Okay, so yeah, I'm a big believer in this thing, and this oil bypass, and I just love it. So let me get the Jaguar moved, and then it'll be an hour before I go on a test drive, but I could probably just move the Jaguar. Alright, let me go upstairs and play around with the fake rock stuff. It's old siding, actually. I'm going to use it around the pond. Alright, bonus footage. I've been talking to the Rusty Wrench and Chef Tush, and I found Chris Fisher again, and all that stuff. So it's been an interesting 24 hours here. But bonus footage is going to be inclusive of this right here. And I don't know if I'm in copyright problems, but I don't really care about that. So this is the rear sway bar kit from Jegs that I think I got directly from Adco. I can't remember, it was a long time ago. But fitting this thing is a bear. What I did was I put the car on my lift, the lift I had previous to this one, which is a little bit heavier duty because I had a big truck back then. But there's a hummingbird up on his little rod there. And that weird wall, that protects my AC unit, if you were wondering. This is a practical farmhouse, so it's not real pretty all the time. So I had to put the car on the lift. I had to get these big, I got these big yellow heavy tie straps, or ratcheting straps. And I put the car on the lift, lashed it to the back of the frame, and lashed it down to some metal clips I had on that lift, and I pulled the car down and rocked it back and forth so the wheels would seat and the body would come down, and that'll give you the clearance you need, or the room you need to get these brackets right here on. And that's what you got to, that's what I had to do. I don't know how I thought of that, but I had to think of something. Sometimes you got to think of something. So I did. So that's that. That's the first thing, and boy, that helped. The second thing, now I took the body tub off this car and redid the frame and redid everything and redid all the mounts, so it's in real good shape. But the other thing I did was I put that $1,000 at the time, probably more now, SCCA roll bar in it, and I was real careful about that. I put a lot of roll bars in, and a lot of times you got to be careful because you can drill through and hit brake lines or fuel lines and stuff. But this is in real good. It's stainless steel bolts, as I remember. It's bolted in real hard. I would recommend, if you're going to race, welding it in, but not until you fix those vertical little plates behind the seats that hold these. These are the radius arms. It's part number 36 there. Change those bushings, and take that spring out, change those bushings up there, check your shocks back there, check everything, change the oil in the differential and all that stuff. But this bracket number 38 bolts right behind your rear end on both the passenger and driver's seat. And that piece of metal back there is mighty flimsy. So I would recommend that you bolster that up. So what I did was, I'll tell you exactly what I did. I got an old road sign and I cut it to that rectangle. I'll show you later. I just want to explain it. And I made 4 pieces, inner and outer, and I slathered them with fiberglass resin and some fiberglass, and I made a great big sandwich there, right there where that bracket bolts. So I got some longer bolts, and I put it all back together again, and it was really nice. And one of the proudest days of my life, and sometimes you get lucky. So I did just like Rusty Wrench did, and I rebuilt all the front suspension, all new shocks. I put a racing steering rack in it. I found that easier than rebuilding the original rack. The boots on those stank. I had to change those boots like within a year. So I redid all the suspension, all 4 corners, everything I could do. And I drove to a place, it was way far away from me, but it was in Concord, North Carolina. Concord, Kannapolis, whatever a Kanapa is. I know what a polis is because I took Latin. But I found a guy that would actually do a 4-wheel alignment on a 1970 Mark III Spitfire. And it's kind of like in a little hole behind the building, and he put the 4 corner things on it, and it was perfect. It didn't need any adjustment at all. So I was real surprised by that, especially after all the work I did on it. But you got to remember, if you make that sandwich, you're probably going to throw that off a little bit. I might recommend that you don't put one in the back, just put one in. But you got to do something to bolster this. You don't even have to cover the whole panel, but I would recommend that you do something to help with this area right here where it bolts to that flimsy body panel at the back of the seat. Now, I would not have known that if I had not pulled the body off of it. I probably would have, because I've seen it before. I had a Mark I. It was one of the first couple of hundred Spitfires I ever made, but it was like a musty one project. It didn't have much left, and it was just too much of a disaster to continue. But I remember on that car, the driver's side radius arm was just barely hanging there. So it can be kind of a flimsy point, so take care of that. A couple other little notes. This car is wrapped, it's not painted, and that's why it's got the cool color. I mentioned all this before, but you know, repetitiveness. See my overdrive badge? That's because there's a Mustang T5 transmission in this. So I love my little 5-speed gearbox. So let's drop the battery on. Let's make sure nothing burst out in the flames. Won't hear the radio come on because I don't have it plugged in yet. Okay. I think I can lower it from that side now. Now, Alan, you know, he's got them fancy compression things. I ain't got any of that stuff. I can't afford stuff like that. Alright, let's see if it goes down without fighting, because I had that SU pump on there that failed. I'm tired of fighting with SU pumps. Never used to. Let's see if it hits anything. It hits that cable a little bit, but not bad. Okay, let's lock her down. We're going to take a short little ride, and then we're going to cut to bonus footage. And now you might notice too, see I got the light comes on, but it only comes on the side that you open. Oh, I didn't pull my little, I didn't pull the pin on that thing. Let me go do that real quick. Okay, split pin engaged there. Camera's been in the house, it'll look a little foggy. I don't think that's going to affect anything, so we're not going to worry about that carpet. I got to cut it to fit around there. Let's do test ride, dadgummit. I'm tired of waiting. Tired of the whole thing. So my Holley EFI works some of the time. Speedometer's on. If you do the T5 gearbox. Oh, dadgummit. Oh, so many social engagements. So, I got a cigar lighter even. So, there's my Austin Healey switch. So, it's got the double-sided things. I got other things here that save me. Let's, well, gotta put that in right side up. Alright, we'll turn that on in a minute. But see, what I can do is, make sure she's out of gear. Yeah, that ain't gonna hurt nothing. Alright, now I can hit my starter and get my oil pressure up. Okay, there we go. Now see, when you open this side, see this light comes on. Cool, huh? Wish you'd thought of that. It's just, I must have been really bored that day. Okay, there goes the fuel pump. Just put these right there. Don't lose them. Okay, there are my two lamps. I don't think I'm blowing gasoline everywhere. Okay, well, let's give her the go. Ready? Not used to that new pedal down there. Come on, baby. Ooh, I do smell gas. Let me go see what that is. Let's make sure it's not leaking anywhere. Okay, false alarm. Nothing, no problems. Well, that just feels something. That feels better. Feels a mite more reactive. Oil pressure shot right up. Let's see if I can find a source here. Lead me directly there to the source. You got the chart board. Classical music. Things are might sensitive. drive these cars with my shoes on. I can leave my left shoe on. Oh, I got a dead hit. Ooh, these wires. Alright, now, the other thing, yeah, I'm going to have to kind of loosen. I guess I could get used to it. I guess I could get used to it. So the other thing about having the roll bar is you got your you can get a three-point seat belt going. So I'm for that. Buckle up for safety. All right. Where's reverse on this thing? I can't remember. Is that it? Whoa, that thing's just sensitive. Christmas trees, old puzzle with an MGTC, xylene. Okay. Whoa. I think I could grow to get used to that. Yeah. I think I'm just used to it being crummy. Yeah, look at the mushrooms. Don't lick them. It's like that clear floor polish that had pesticides in it. Not a good idea. I guess it might be a good idea. But whatever you do, if you use that stuff, danger. Do not lick the floor. Alright, let's get the lights on. Speedometer's working, say. Yeah, I might need to turn the idle up just a touch. Wow. She's touchy. I guess that's being kind of like a sports car. It would be touchy. Whoa! 2, 3. Yeah, she's a little cold. 4. And 5. Say, don't be too jealous. Alright, well that was fun. I went for about 6 or 8 miles out and back. Okay, ready for 5th gear? There you go. Put the spurs to her, Chuck. Alright, let's pull in the garage. Nobody's behind me. See if turn signals work. Hey, yeah, woo! She's a little go-kart with that racing rack and pinion stuff. Ooh. Yeah, baby. Alright, neutral. Turn that idle screw up. And here we are. Back in the saddle. Whew. Perfect. Couldn't ask for better. Well, that was a long one. That ended up being a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But anyway, so give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And everybody out there, remember, I had thousands of subscribers and lost them because of YouTube. So if you could find it in your heart to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And that's about it. That's about all I can think of. But there she is. Probably need to just give that a little bit more give. But I like it, so I've got to fix the carpet too. I've got a knife in my pocket to do that. I got carpet knives over there in the toolbox. and I pull that down to find the other end of the original stuff. Let me get my shoe on and get my glasses put away. And so that will take a little cable. I tell you, I'm for that. I'm not gonna do it in the Healy or anything like that. No way. Probably be a lot easier to do. But the Healy uses that little system on top of the intake manifold or the head or something. Okay. So instead of all this other mess down here, oops, that's where that went. Oop, there it goes again. Back up there. Instead of all this other mess, we now just have a cable. So I'm okay with that. So thanks a lot for watching, sharing time with me. The sun's going down. We'll talk later. Bye-bye, guys. Well, it's video so long now. What difference does it make? Listen to her purr. Hey, beauty, man, that's beauty. She's not warm enough at all, but I took her up and down a little bit too, charging. All right. All right. I just thought y'all would want to hear that. Spitfire's nice, but nothing like a 4.2 liter Series 1 Jaguar. Bam!